Hello and welcome to the channel where we do sort of reactions on different topics on the internet. And today we look at Ed and Rose's story, or the big Ed story, which is in a show called 90 Day Fiancé. It's kind of famous on YouTube and Twitter right now. So let's take a look.
I know you're tired of me asking about your past, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to put it behind us.
So first off, in the video we can see the two characters in the relationship are trying to make a conversation, and it seems like Ed is trying to understand more about Rose's past, and more than that, he is trying to emphasize on Rose's past and keep asking about it. From my point of view, I don't think that bringing past as a topic in a conversation between the two would be very effective and very nice too, because most of the time most of the people would have different past, and it would better be considered as as experiences to use in the current behavior in the present and move on to the future. And if one of the two person is asking so much about past, it should be that all about he or she cares is just the past of the other person, not about understand the feelings and understand the situation and be in the situation and do a constructive conversation and be together. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's my first impression on Ed and Rose is happening like that.
But I have a favor.
What the favor?
So there's a test that you can take.
Yeah, you test me?
No, yeah, it's a test.
It's like he was trying to test her on the relationship. Now, I think that in any relationship, sort of testing is needed in order to understand if they are correct together or they are okay together, they fit well together and have a great chemistry. Now, I think this is the kind of test that Ed is going to give Rose.
I don't know if you understand it. It's STD, which is I think it's a blood test, and they just test to see if you have like sexually transmitted disease. So I was asking.
I'm sorry, I think that I made a wrong guess. However, in this case, it's not a test about the relationship or test about the feelings, but it's an STD test. And I think that Ro looks a bit confusing and not quite understanding about why he's putting the STD test in that way. From my point of view, having an STD test in any relationship at some point of time is needed, because we want us to be safe, and it's absolutely 100% recommended from the experts, from the clinical point of view, medical point of view. It's all recommended. I personally really recommend it as well. However, bringing the STD test in a conversation should be a careful implementation of actions. I don't know if that is the right word to say, but if you wanted to have a talk about STD test, it shouldn't be taken in a way that Ed is doing. From my point of view, he is actually asking for his partner to do a test in a direction of one way. For example, he is going to say like, hey, you go to do a test, I'm asking you to. It shows to the partner, which is Rose, that he is actually not put any trust in her. It was like throwing off to her, and she is the one who is responsible for doing that. It implies that Rose is actually doing something really suspicious in her history, in the past. Sort of, is what I feel. And I don't think that is the correct way to put STD in the conversation. Maybe from my point of view, it's better to be more constructive. For example, we can do implementation like now. maybe as Ed, if I were him, in a conversation, bring it up like, we we are in a relationship, and in some point of the times, we are going to have sex, and in order to protect you, order to protect me, and our relationship, our interactions, it is obviously recommended to do an STD test. And all I wanted to do is, caring about the health of you, caring about the health of me, and I'm going to do it as well before any interaction in that context. So, are you okay with that? Do you want us to do it? So, that is what I think is one way to be putting the STD topic in the conversation, instead of going one way and make the other person confused, and maybe putting some heavy emotions on her. But with that being said, this is just my emotions, and the video should be cut or redirected or directed or modified by the director of the show, and the actors just show us what the director is trying to show us. So we may have, misunderstanding or mixtures, but we should be seeing that, and should be reacting to what we see. Okay, so let's continue.
And if you're willing to take that test, I'll never ask you another question about your past.
So, as I said, putting STD into a conversation should 100% go into a way, or not 100%, but 90% or something, go into a way to protect the health and to care about the health. He was making a sort of a threat or a condition to Rose that if she would not do it, if she doesn't do it, then he's not gonna do the condition to her, do anything to her. I mean, to ask about her past. So I don't think that it is a good way to put in conversation that if you don't do it, then I won't do that. It is I don't know what to call it. It is not appropriate, not the way that we should do it to make condition.
I'm disappointed.
I finally understand what he said about STD test. I feel hurt. I feel my heart cracked.
So as I think, there will be a hurtful feelings and concrete emotions for her when listening to those asking statements. From my point of view, Rose is a bit calm in this situation. She's trying to understand the statement from Ed, trying to digest it, trying to have more analysis on it, and trying to figure out the way to react accordingly. Moreover, we can see that Rose's reaction is a bit controlled and in a range. She doesn't get up and be so off about, be so mad, saying like, for example, are you asking me if I was Rose? Maybe I was saying, are you asking me to go to a test like that, just like that? But in this case, from Rose's point of view, in the actual video, she was just saying, I felt disappointed, I was upset about it, and she was what I think doesn't actually be satisfied, be happy with the way that Ed put it. From my point of view as an observer and a reactor, I think from the direction that we wanted to build a constructive relationship or dialogues, it is not a good sign, and we can have what we call the yellow flags for the status of the conversation. From this point of view towards the end, if I were to be in the situation, in the position of Ed, we should consider more carefully about what we say, because it's already hurt her feelings.
You want to test me. I feel you not trust me. Okay? I feel offended.
I don't mean to offend you, but every time I asked you about your Facebook friends, every time I asked you about past relationships, you don't want to talk about it.
Again, bringing past as a topic to focus on in a conversation or in the whole relationship is not very great idea. From my point of view, with a partner or with a friend, it doesn't matter if she has so many friends on Facebook. Doesn't matter if she has a relationship with previous boyfriend or husband. I think it's not. The thing that we should focus on is that, is she showing the love to you? Is she showing the emotions to you? And is she showing that she's caring about you, understand you in the present, in the interaction with her in present? And to be honest, if you really care about past so much, you can consider to do a documentary on the partner and why she doesn't want to talk about the past. From my point of view, maybe she understands that past is just the past and it doesn't really do so much in the present, and then she has the right not to talk about it. I mean, if he doesn't trust her in the first place, then why is he here and talk to her? And I mean, if he doesn't think that she has she has some strong belief to be in. I mean, the way that he wants to understand her mostly is really into the previous things that she's done. So why is he even here? That's what I think. And to be honest, in this situation, Ed is going upwards to saying that he's not really putting a lot of trust in her just because she refuses to focus so much on the past.
So I'm not comfortable.
You're not comfortable
I'm not
with
comfortable.
me?
No, I'm not. I want her to take the STD test because I want to know for myself that I can trust her and that, you know, she's not someone that sleeps around.
Okay. So from my point of view, seeing this in action means that Ed was really thinking that Rose is an actual sleeping around person, as he say. So that he's feeling insecure about the health. He's really insecure about getting at risk of having STI. But I think, logically speaking, Rose can have the right to be with different people, be with 1,000 people and 100,000 people. I mean, not putting a point of emotions in here, but it's logical speaking. She can be with so many people and still build up her emotion, build up her experiences, and not get an STI. And she can maybe be with you, Ed, and have the STI. So having a skeptical thinking about Rose's past is really overwhelming Ed's thoughts. And with that mindset, he was transmitted into implementation in a very hurtful way for Rose. It is from a point of an reactor that this may not go very well in a conversation, and is raising sort of half yellow flag, or maybe half a yellow flag or half red flag, or maybe a full red flag in the conversation, where one person does not seems to be appropriate in the talk with the other person, and trying to imply that there will be little trust being put on the other person. Obviously, with that being said, this is the video that may be redirected, directed and cut, modified, and we are just reacting to the things that the show wants to show us. So what do you think about it? Please let me know in the comment section. If you like it, please hit the like button. If you don't like it, please let me know what you don't like it in the comment section, so I can improve in the future. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.